Hi, I'm Merrick Tomato,
And I'm Classic Gamer.
and welcome back to Let's Play Discworld Noir. I think we have a solution for last episode's game-breaking problem.
Go and find
We
Carlotta.
gotta find Carlotta and get her to admit to being a follower of Arata.
Spider-Man.
Who would Sarah like to see this time?
Carlotta.
I'd like to see Carlotta. Is she home?
I will go and announce your presence, and she will tell me if she is.
So I had to put a different mouse mat on
You're
my
up late.
desk,
I can never sleep after I've been stabbed
and I've got
to
chocolate
death.
on it.
What did you want to talk about?
Try the mouth and see if she has anything about Arata.
So, do you do this all the time? Set up some poor sap and get him to do your dirty work?
All right. I admit, I deceived you. But you're not my puppet, Luton. You never were. I could see the fire in you, and I liked it.
That's why you infected me?
You haven't been a werewolf for long. You don't know what it's like. You can't have a decent relationship with mortals when you're a bloodthirsty wolf 1 week out of every month.
You ruined my life so you could have a companion?
Don't be so melodramatic, Luton. It doesn't suit you.
What would you call it?
I gave you a gift, and it's a wonderful gift. You just have to get used to it.
Of all the washed-up men in all the cities on the disc, why did you come to me?
Why does anyone do anything? We're all pawns in someone's game, Luton. The best
Game is
we can
Discworld
hope
Noir.
for is to take charge of our lives. And don't forget, never forget. If I hadn't done this, you'd be dead. I saved your life.
It wasn't much of a life to save.
It could be.
If I became your lapdog, I could never do that.
I wouldn't ask you to. You're special, Luton. You're like me. The law isn't for people like us.
What is?
Well, that's another thing I've been trying to figure out for years.
Go to the book and see
So,
if there's
do you
anything
do
that
this
might...
all the time?
No,
Set-
skip.
But you never. You can't. Don't. It's.
What?
I get. And it.
Of
Why does
thought
it?
it was
We're
something
all the
different.
best. And don't.
it what?
It could.
If I could.
I wouldn't. You're like the law.
What is?
Well,
Go to the book and see if there's any... Look for something about Arata. True Believers meeting, maybe?
Until I was sure I could trust her,
Okay, no.
there were some things I didn't want to discuss with Carlotta. And frankly, I wondered if I'd ever really trust
The
her.
list. Maybe it's the list.
Maybe.
Until I was sure.
No.
And frank,
Okay. Need to get her to admit she's a follower of Arata.
now that there are no secrets between us, do you know what this is?
I've no idea. Some sort of coin?
It's not helpful right now.
Go to the book, see if maybe something about the murders might be something.
Thinking about maybe just going to the East thing, maybe.
There didn't seem much point. I take it you don't know where the golden sword is now.
Of course not. Do you think I wouldn't tell you?
Frankly, my dear, I don't know what to think.
Ask about all these
So
different
level
killings.
with me.
Okay.
What do you really know about the counterweight killings?
Nothing, I swear.
I swear all the time, but that doesn't mean you can trust me.
Say that again, sorry, mate.
Ask about all of these.
Can you tell me anything about Matham's murder?
No.
What do you know about Gaiman's murder?
Sorry, Luton. I'm not an expert on murders, despite what you may think.
Do you know anything about Cypher's murder?
No, I don't.
Okay, next page, I guess. Nope. No, we already asked.
Tell me about Horst.
Okay.
What's to tell? He's a treasure hunter, as ruthless as they come. He'd sell his own mother to get what he wanted. Rumor has it that he pushed his father off the mountain when he was just a pebble.
Have you had any dealings with him in the past?
Occasionally. Horst is the kind of troll you try not to work with unless you really have to.
Maybe.
Reagan's dead.
I'm not surprised.
You don't seem to care.
Everybody dies, Luton. Mundy, Reagan, even you.
What's your point?
No point. That's just life.
Where were you when Reagan was killed?
When was he killed?
Shortly after dropping you off at the Temple of Small Gods.
Well, there's your answer then.
Carlotta's alibi?
I can't help but notice that your recurring alibi for the murders is that you were at the Temple of Small Gods.
Everyone needs a little solace now and then.
You seem to need it a lot.
I'm not easily satisfied.
Which god is it that you worship?
Ah!
I really don't like to discuss religion.
Come on. I only want to know the name.
All right. Her name is Errata, but I don't appreciate you prying into my spiritual affairs like this.
Can I pry into your physical affairs?
My affairs are never just physical.
I bet you say that to all the boys.
Alright, now we can
God.
go talk.
I just had a feeling that Reagan's murder might be the one.
Very good,
I'll
good
be in
detective.
touch.
Good
I'll be
detective
waiting.
instincts.
Thank you. We've now got a third detective with us.
Well, Socks is a detective now.
Yes,
All
of
right.
course she is. Why would she not be?
Sebastian's not a detective.
What's back then?
He's
I need your
the
help
old
with
bartender
Eclipse.
They'll all
who
need
knows
my
nothing
help
but
sooner or
remembers
later.
everyone
They
by
just
vague
don't
descriptions.
know it yet.
Carlotta says she's a follower of Errata. Is that right?
Bah! I am the only true follower of Errata in the whole of Ankh-Morpork. Unless you have seen the light, Luton.
Seen the light?
Do you believe in the ways of Errata?
How could I not? Surely, Errata is the most worthy of all gods to follow.
Either you've just had a miraculous conversion or you're learning to lie. Good. A useful skill in followers of Errata.
Now ask about the inner sanctum.
So if I agree to be your follower, you can get us into the inner sanctum.
Yes, I can. But you wouldn't really be my follower. The followers of Errata don't follow each other. We don't even follow Errata. We follow our own ways.
So why is there a Church of Errata at all?
You're learning, Luton. Keep thinking like that and you'll go far in the church.
So can you get me into the inner sanctum?
I can, provided we can find a time when the cult of Anu aren't there.
Are mooncalf's lot in there often?
All the time. And that's not all either. He sneaks away after each one. I think they've got a secret sanctuary somewhere.
I'd like to find that.
Actually, I'd quite like you to find it too.
Can't resist a secret, eh?
No, I'd just like to get in the way of everything Mooncalf does. Him and his big evangelical budget and hordes of out-of-tune followers singing and chanting at all hours of the day. He's gonna get his comeuppance, and anything I can do to speed it up suits me fine.
So you'll help me?
Wait here. I'll go make the arrangements.
Alright, so you're going to want to hide in the
It took a
lectern.
while, but eventually
I remember
Malaclips
this,
got
yeah.
me into the
But,
inner sanctum.
very important,
Malaclips stayed by the door to warn me if anyone was
before
coming.
you do that, very important. There's going to be a moment when we can put perfume on someone's feet. Preferably
remember that
Mooncat. Good. Because if we don't do it, we're going to have to do this again.
I remember.
Yep, look at the lectern and then... Oh, there's no look, just an arrow? Perfect.
I think we go close to it, maybe. Yeah.
Look at it first.
The inner sanctum sported a beautiful lectern. The plaque said it was donated to the temple by Mr. Fidean, of the militant servitors of Ikebana, goddess of topiary. Searching, I discovered there was a cavity in the base of the lectern.
Go in.
The space under the lectern was large enough to fit a whole person inside. Unfortunately, there wasn't much room to move inside. To my embarrassment, I got stuck.
Luton! They're coming! Hide!
I'm way ahead of you, Malaclips.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered together in the sight of our God.
Once you
Anu,
can,
Anu,
use perfume.
to speak of our devotion to the Anointed One at this, our time of need. But before today's sermon, I'd like to read from the cult bulletin for a moment. Firstly, there's a jumble sale next Saturday to raise funds to buy a fresh goat to sacrifice. We'd appreciate it if as many cultists as possible could attend. We don't want to have to sacrifice another pigeon. It hardly befits a deity of the illustrious wonder of Anu Anu to be sacrificed another of Mrs. Jerboam's gerbils either. Yes, I know they breed like flies, but that's not the point.
The sermon was one of the most tedious things I'd ever had to listen to. And as if that wasn't bad enough, then the hymns started. Why the gods wanted to listen to such droning monotony was a mystery to me, but I suspected they just liked to make the mortals suffer.
Now, inventory, perfume.
I sprayed Mooncalf's feet with Sapphire's trawl perfume. That should make the little psychopath a little easier to follow. Sapphire's perfume cut through the stench of the river like a trawl wading through a dwarf street rally. The bright reek led into the shades, the oldest and most dangerous part of the city. As a wolf, I listened to what the so-called true believers were saying through one of the windows of the sanctuary.
Greetings, brethren. I call to order this extraordinary general meeting of the secret cabal of the true believers of Anu Anu.
You smell nice tonight, boss.
What?
What is that? KC2?
What are you blathering about, Foyd? Anyway, I see we're all present.
Therma not present, boss.
Therma has to keep a low profile at the moment. Do not concern yourselves with her absence.
Why should Therma have such special status? I have important business of my own to be doing, and these interruptions aid no one.
Quiet, satrap. Mooncalf wouldn't have called us together if it wasn't important.
Indeed not. There is an investigator, a Mr. Luton, who's been asking worrying questions.
Hi.
I think he may know about Nylonathotep.
Nylonathotep?
I still say this is madness. There must be a better way to glorify our beloved Anu Anu without taking such risks.
You always were the spineless one, Coon.
Silence, Kondo. As chairman, I will not permit such disputes when the meeting of true believers has just been called to order.
When can we have a dispute?
It can wait until we reach any other business.
Damn.
Shh. What is it?
I heard something outside.
They say bravery is what tells the men from the boys. Well, I was a wolf, so I figured I could be brave and still run away.
Very good. So, we're going to want to go back to the sanctuary.
A lot of writing we just did.
Indeed.
Sanctuary is... No?
I think the square build? Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one.
You know how I knew that? I remember where the shades is.
Ah!
Okay, you're going to want to examine the fresco and the strange symbol.
Closely examining the fresco, I could see that one of the symbols made a frequent appearance.
Examine the symbol.
The recurring symbol on the fresco was like a distorted star with an eye in the center. I wasn't sure what it was.
Use your counterweight killings clue on the map.
No, it's fine. There we go.
The murders seemed to be along the edge of a circle. I guess if there were any more murders, they'd take place somewhere on that circle too. In the center of the circle was the Disc Theater. Oh, I had a bad feeling about that.
We were almost at the end of this Act 3, aren't we now?
Oh, we are, in fact, yes. Double check. I want to make sure we have Nylonathotep as a clue in our book. We can check here, actually.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
We do.
Well, I mean, just open our notebook. I want to check if we have a few clues, just so we don't waste some time. Do we have Nylonathotep?
Yes, I saw it earlier. But I will show you to
Okay. Do we have
eradicate any...
Do you have the strange symbol clue? Might be miscellaneous? I don't know.
I think he does write it down, but I'm not sure where. Go back to the front of it. Oh shit.
Temples and gods, maybe? Maybe we don't get. Maybe we
I
do.
made a sketch of the symbol in my notebook.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. Perfect. Now we go to the Disc Theater.
Oh, has he written two things down?
Yes.
Okay. This theatre.
Looks like the globe.
Everyone on the disc knows the legend of Eleanor of Tsot. Or at least everyone knows a legend of Eleanor of Tsot. Or Krinix. Or El Harib. Ask most people and they'll tell you that she was the cause of the Tsotian Wars. Of course, ask most people and they'll tell you the patrician is a kind and benevolent man. Never trust what most people tell you. The real cause of the Tsotian Wars was a little-known goddess called Errata.
Pick up the flyer. Leave him alone for now.
Go look at the stage. I know there's something here we have to.
Not yet.
I know that. I know there is something there. Anything else in here?
No, we're going to the von Uberwald mansion. And we're going to want to see the library.
Who would Sir like to see this time?
I'd like to use the library again.
Very well. I will show Sir the way, since it seems the labyrinthine corridors of this vast edifice are beyond Sir's meager navigational skills.
Hey!
Would you let me just go wandering off in the mansion? No? Then fuck off. You're going to want to use Nylonathotep first on the index cards.
It was the first page I was on, so I decided to use that first.
The Necrotelecomnicon was a book that legend spoke of, saying that any mortal man who read it would be driven insane. I learned about
Is that
it from a
the
copy
same
of
book
Necrotelecomnicon
that...
discussed for students with practical
No, it's a parody
experiments
of the
that I found
Necronomicon.
in the library. In this tome, there
Just
is a
like
description of the
Nylonathotep
old
is a
dark
parody of
gods the Disc,
Nyarlathotep.
including the terrible laddering holler, Nylonathotep. Apparently, Nylonathotep was once summoned by a series of 8 murders, forming a perfect octagram, focused at the center of the Circle C, thus releasing it from the sunken city of Leshp, where he was trapped, along with drunken Cthulhu Bapalulu. The book speculated about the whereabouts of Nylonathotep now, but beyond him being safely imprisoned somewhere around the Circle C, it drew no conclusions.
Now use the flyer on the index cards.
Okay. Waiting for him to fill in his book. Almost off my mouth again.
It's not in there. It's not in here.
Oh, it's not in here.
No.
Oh, sorry.
It's an inventory item.
Yeah. Sorry, I completely.
It's fine.
It glossed over my head.
I looked up Hwel in the library and found his complete works. In there was a discussion of the 8 great tragedies, Hwel's bloodiest works. From the About the Author paragraph, I learned that Hwel was a dwarf who was banished from his tribe not only because of his claustrophobia, but because of his tendency to daydream. Both undesirable, to say the least, if you work in a mine. 102, and in the prime of his life for a dwarf, Hwel now worked for Vittler's Plays at the Disc Theatre as one of the premier playwrights of the day. The 8 great tragedies were given in great detail. 8 plays, each with a collection of murders, usually with one more particularly gruesome or grotesque than the others, presumably for use in publicity trailers. The publicity trailers helped draw people into the theater by being towed around town to display posters. There was something suspiciously familiar about some of those murders.
And now use the strange symbol on the index cards.
Okay.
I found the obscure star-like symbol in the Necrotelecomnicon discussed for students. It called it the sign of the eel, or the Elver sign. It was apparently a protective ward against some of the older, darker gods of the Discworld. The tome also explained how to inscribe one, the order of tracing being very important. Not that I believed any of this mumbo-jumbo, but hey, you can't afford to be too careful, right?
Now we're going to the Disc Theater again.
Before we do that, there's a funny thing I want to show you, because otherwise we're going to lose most of these locations.
Certainly.
If we go back to New Hall, a funny conversation happens.
It's about how we haven't been doing our job.
Mrs. Holmes?
Well, what do you want? I haven't got time to waste talking to you, you know.
Ah, maybe it doesn't work. Yeah, if you're away for a long time, she basically fires you. But it's not triggered, so not quite sure why.
Yeah.
I guess I'd better get to work.
Indeed you should.
We're gonna want to talk to a privateer, which is that jester guy.
That's pretty good. You've been acting long.
One is either born an actor, or one is never an actor.
Yeah, I can just see you paddling about the womb with a script in hand.
Do you doubt my credentials as the Disc's premier performer of dramatic scenes?
As far as I'm concerned, one actor is as good as another. You come on, you speak your lines, and then you get killed. How hard can it be?
Here I stand, your slave, a poor, infirm, weak, and despised old man. Do you slight me such?
What?
You are not abreast of Hwel's fair pen, then, stranger.
The name's Luton. And no, I don't know Hwel's work at all.
My name is Previtier. and my realm is that of tragedy and comedy. The finest arts are my purview.
Yeah, if you say so.
You want to know something funny you want to know something funny about this guy?
What?
He is the only character in the entire game who has absolutely nothing of any actual fucking relevance to say.
He is also very hot.
Oh, yes, indeed. Very, very
who would live in the West End of London.
Very Hugh Laurie as Prince George, as George III in Blackadder season 3.
I don't doubt it. I'm sure he would like some butter scones and some tea. Sorry.
Probably laugh at you if you put the milk in the tea in the wrong order.
I don't think so, so it's fine.
Yeah, he is a waste of time. Don't talk to him.
I told him? Okay.
There's nothing useful from him.
Well, I have to go.
Ah! Parting is such sweet sorrow.
Stand next to the stage, like that space here, and turn into a werewolf.
I quickly transformed into a wolf and had a sniff around. There was an eerie, dark magenta scent in the theater. But what caught my attention was the magenta scent that seemed to disappear into the stage. My murderer had been here.
You're gonna want to use the...
I ran my finger around the marks casually. There was something about them that made you want to trace things on them, like a smiley face or a tic-tac-toe board. Well, something like that. Maybe something a little more sinister.
Use the sign of the eel clue on them.
Okay.
I traced the sign of the eel across the
wall. Oh dear.
Exactly as I learned how
Luton's
to
got
do
a see-through arm.
Yep.
Apocrypha. There was a faint click. And the next thing I knew, there was a passageway under the stage.
Okay, so you're telling me not only does this is a film noir where we're a werewolf detective and we're investigating a Cthulhu cult.
Oh dear. Yes.
Yes, I love this. I love this game. There's nothing else to say. I fucking love this game.
I'm so glad you do.
This is delightful.
The passageway led into a dark and ominous vault. The whole sepulchral temple seemed to be formed from curves and angles that would give geometry teachers nightmares.
We call that non-Euclidean geometry, but use the clue of the murders. It's the other symbol on the page. Yeah, that's the one.
Using the map, I worked out where each of the 8 great tragedies had taken place. They made an octagram around the edge, just like the counterweight killings did in Ankh-Morpork. I could match each of the tragedies to one of the murders, and the positions corresponded precisely. I knew that someone was going to get dragged to death from the Wizard's Pleasance, and that some unlucky fellow was going to get eaten in Dagon Street.
Dagon Street?
Yes, Dagon Street.
We have a Dagon Street. Alright, we're going to Sanctuary. I love it. It's like Nylonathotep, Cthulhu, and just Dagon. Just Dagon. Fuck it, just Dagon. Why not?
Oh yeah, I've just realised what that means. I just want to go and see if this gives a funny reaction.
Alright. Hello, Knobs. This game doesn't really... But you know why he carries around a parchment declaring himself as a human signed by the patrician?
No.
Because he is as short as a dwarf.
Oh, fair enough.
Anyway, to the Sanctuary. And we're going to want to use the counterweight killings and octagram of murders clues on the map.
So we want to do this one first, as it's...
It doesn't specify, but it is the first
The
page we got
murders
to.
were marking out a perfect octagram, just like the one that had been used to free Nylonathotep from sunken Lesh centuries ago. If I was right, there would be 2 more murders, one in Dagon Street and one in the Wizard's Pleasance. If I knew which one was next, I could stake it out. In the center of the octagram was the Disc Theater, which almost certainly meant some kind of cosmic evil was entombed there.
Now use counterweight killings on it.
How did I know if Ilsa was there or not?
What?
I'm trying to get rid of this fucking clue, but it's not. How did we go?
Yeah, just right click, obviously.
Oh.
In the past, an
Right click.
There we go. No, no, no. There's so many things written down now.
Yep. Counterweight killings, that's the one. Like, it's a cool idea, but it kind of hampers gameplay at this point.
all of the murders.
Oh, we've already done
Oh yeah,
that.
we already did that. Fair enough. So, to Dagon Street.
I've just realised what Dagon Street means.
What?
Well, Dagon Street was is part of the Cthulhu thing, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Dagon. We fight him in Call of Cthulhu: Dark Corners
The
of
moon
the Earth.
over Dagon Street lit the run.
Yeah,
It didn't look
You
like
have to remember, I was about 10 when I played this game.
You were much too young to play that then.
Stage night.
Mate, haven't you Let's Played it?
Yeah, but I don't think I played Dark Corners of the Earth at that point.
No, you have a Let's Play of the whole game though.
Yeah, hang on. Just let me pick when that was. And I can tell you.
Must we do that right now?
6 years ago.
6. Yeah, I played it a long time ago too. I still remember fighting Dagon with a boat cannon.
I don't know if I played Dark Corners of the Earth before this on my channel. I know.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, you want to go to the boarded up
pull the
shop
boards
and
off
use your
with my
crowbar on it.
hands.
I mean, I don't think we need a crowbar anymore. We could just turn into a wolf, but eh.
Yeah.
I think Luton doesn't like being a wolf.
Oh no, he definitely
Climb
does
through the
not.
window and turn into a werewolf.
The fish shop. Well, it was a fish shop.
Oh, we got the magenta scent. Dark magenta scent. Fuck.
The dark magenta scent was deep and sinister.
Transform back and search through the debris on the floor for a bone.
Oh, I was trying to combine the scent, but it didn't let me do it.
The fish bar was littered with assorted debris. Amongst the debris, I found a bone that seemed a little out of place.
Examine the bone.
I knew there was something familiar about the bone. It was a human femur.
Of course
Just
it
like
was.
in Titus Diplodocus, someone had been dismembered and eaten. That meant there was only the Wizard's Pleasance to go, and the octagram would be complete.
So we're going to Wizard's Pleasance.
Is there anything to see out here, I wonder, as a
No,
werewolf?
there is not.
Just curious.
I didn't like to transform in the streets. You never knew.
Okay, alright then, fine. Wizard's Pleasance. Merchant's Guild. Ah,
The Wizard's Pleasance was a small, newt-haunted meadow in a horseshoe bend in the Ankh, inside the grounds of the Unseen University, separated from it but connected to the university gardens by the Bridge of Sighs. On summer evenings, if the wind is blowing towards the river, it is a nice area for a stroll.
Examine the bushes.
the pleasance was full of dense bushes.
Try talking to the dog, since you can do that now.
Oh, no, too late.
You're hiding in the bushes. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I didn't know how long I'd have to wait until something happened, but it turned out to be less than I thought. I'd suspected I'd been being followed, and I wasn't surprised to find that Al-Kali was skulking around behind me. Gods alone knows how he got into the university. But if I could do it, I guess anyone could.
How much do you like Al-Kali?
I quite dislike him. I hope he's either going to get murdered or be the murderer. So, yes, he's going to die! Ha ha! Oh, it is a werewolf.
It was over in seconds.
And that dog, I think, was
The werewolf?
the werewolf.
Huh.
I was about to follow the killer's trail when I saw a familiar face.
Carlotta. So you are the murderer.
Why did you carry on with the case, Luton?
Too many people told me to stop.
I was hoping it wouldn't come to this. I like you, Luton. It didn't have to be this way.
So you're behind this, are you?
I'm just a servant. My master, Anu, is behind this.
That beast is Mooncalf's god?
Mooncalf didn't start this cult. I did. When the last human worshippers of Anu had passed on, leaving only an empty temple in their wake, the cult lived on among the lycanthropes. My late husband got me involved, and I came back to Ankh-Morpork to arrange everything.
Came back?
I thought you'd realize, Luton. I'm Therma.
It figures. You killed Malachite, didn't you?
I didn't kill any of them. My master did that. We just arranged everything for him. He's stronger when we gather together and pray.
You were in the Temple of Small Gods each time there was a murder.
It was a perfect alibi.
Why was Malachite looking for you?
I'm his sister.
His sister? Hands up who can spot the big problem here.
I was adopted by Mr. and Mrs. Karst. They named me Therma. And Malachite and I grew up together.
What happened?
It's a tough life when you're a poor troll. And tougher still when you weren't born a troll. I used to sit at the table eating bread, while the rest of the family was chewing cold sandwiches. That kind of thing leaves its mark on a girl.
My heart bleeds for you.
Malachite and I broke into the von Uberwald mansion and made off with some of the Count's valuables, including that pendant you've been carrying around.
And that jeweled box in the carriage that presumably held the asp that poisoned Reagan.
That's right.
How did you and Malachite get separated?
He got caught, but he didn't tell the watch about me. I thought I'd seen the last of him. I sold most of what I got, and I was living off it comfortably. But I'd seen that painting in the hallway, and it got me thinking.
The painting that looks like you?
Exactly. I reinvented myself as a debutante, and I seduced Ulrich and married into high society. I went back to Uberwald with him, changed my name to Carlotta, and my life as a troll was forgotten. Therma was dead. Long live Carlotta von Uberwald.
Did you know Ulrich was a werewolf?
Not until the honeymoon. That was a surprise, I can tell you. Not entirely an unpleasant one, I have to say.
How did you get involved in this cult business?
Before he died, Ulrich inducted me into the worship of Anu, and it became my mission to engineer his return to power. I recruited followers and we prayed to him, gradually awakening his consciousness. He'd been stuck in the form of a small dog on the streets of Al-Kali for decades, not even remembering who he was. As our numbers grew, Anu's power grew, and eventually he was able to slip aboard a ship and steal his way here to Ankh-Morpork.
The Milka.
That's right. The Milka also stopped off at Sort, where it picked up Mundi. He was supposed to be bringing us the Sortese Fallschirm, having stolen it from a dig at Sorta. The archaeologists didn't even know it was there. Unfortunately, what we hadn't counted on was that Mundi was a man with few scruples and even less brains to go with it. Either he approached Horst, or Horst approached him. One way or another, He arranged to sell the sword to that devious troll.
Only he didn't have the sword, did he? He'd concealed it in one of the crates in the cargo hold.
We didn't know that. We just knew that Mundi had gone to ground. That's why I hired you to find him.
And when I did, your cult killed him. Only you'd expected the sword to be with him. And by the time he was dead, it was too late to ask him where he'd put it.
We couldn't believe our luck when you found the sword for us after Mundi's death. I'm sorry that my master had to stab you to get it.
Did you know I was going to get killed? Was that why you made me into a werewolf?
I suspected that things would get a little rough for you, and I believed you were too valuable an asset to waste.
I'm flattered. And the counterweight killings were your cult attempting to summon Nylonathotep by mimicking the way he was summoned before. I don't get it.
With the falchion, my master can defeat the laddering horror again, and he will grow in power, ascending to the ranks of the most powerful gods, where he belongs.
That's all very well, but a lot of people died for that dream. You can't just go around killing people whenever the notion strikes you. It's not polite.
What are the lives of a few people against the prize?
Reagan knew, didn't he? Or at least suspected.
I don't know what he actually knew, but he suspected a lot. He'd been blackmailing me for weeks. He had to go.
Why are you telling me all this?
It's customary for the villain to explain his evil schemes when the hero is captured.
I'm no hero, and you're no villain either. We're just people.
You know it's not too late, Luton. Join us.
Join your cult. What happens if I refuse?
There's no point in refusing. It's already too late to stop the summoning of Nylonathotep. Al-Khali was the 8th murder. Even now, the other cultists are gathering at the focal point for the invocation.
That would be the temple under the Disc Theater, I take it.
You're good. I'll give you that. Let's go, or we'll miss the pre-summoning.
What if I try to stop you?
Like I said, it's already too late for that. Join us, Luton. You know it's the only choice.
I could kill you and make a run for it.
You wouldn't hurt me, would you, Luton? After all we've been through.
You arranged the murder of your own brother, and you'd have me killed too if I got in the way.
So what? In this world, you get one chance at happiness.
You may be right. All right. I'll go along with this for now, but I'm not making any promises for the future.
That's good enough for me.
Carlotta told me she would have to bind me in case I got any foolish ideas, and then she escorted me into the depths of the temple. It looked like the whole crowd was there. As well as Carlotta, I recognized Mooncalf and Warb, the wizard from Saturnalia. 8 of them in all. 1 for each person on the list. But my attention was drawn to the hulking mass of Anu Anu, and the golden sword that he was wielding like it was a toothpick.
It begins.
Take your places, people. Everyone remember your lines.
Nylonathotep, who summoned thee? In accordance with the ancient pacts, we have made 8 sacrifices in the manner prescribed. Come to us.
I was filled with an overwhelming sensation of dread. I guess summoning rituals have that effect on me.
It is here!
Dragon!
Now I
Dragon!
by the power of the
Dragon!
passion, to bend to my will. Bend to my will, I command thee. I hold the fashion. You will obey me.
I got the impression that that wasn't supposed to happen. The next thing I knew, the temple was coming apart at the seams, and rocks were falling everywhere. I don't know what was wrong, but it seemed as if Anu Anu couldn't control the unspeakable force of cosmic horror that he had unleashed, and now it was loose in the city. As if my day wasn't bad enough already.
And the final act begins.
After the rubble had settled, I pulled myself out from under it and had a look around. The temple seemed different somehow. And not just because the roof had caved in. Anu Anu was lying in a crumpled heap on the other side of the chamber, and Carlotta was tending to his wounds. The rest of the cult had made their getaway. Everyone but Warb, whose luck had taken a permanent turn for the worse.
And we're going to call it here.
Okay.
I've been Merrick Demetta.
And I've been Classic Gamer.
And we'll see you next time for, most likely, the thrilling conclusion. Ciao.
Yes, it will be. Ciao.
Hi. Thanks for watching. This has been played, edited, and recorded by me, Merrick D'Amato.
And he's been helped by me, Classic Gamer.
You can find a link to Classic's YouTube channel, Classics Gamer, and his Twitch in the description below. Please like, comment, and subscribe.